Hey friends, today I'm going to try not to screw up a really expensive sound decoder. This is the guy that's going to get the sound decoder. I painted this one myself. Don't look too close, the real 5381 has the North American paint scheme, but I was working with the decals I had. Anyway, this was a bit of an experiment, and I'll show you why. I say that this is a bit of an experiment because I knew I'd have to mill the frame to fit the speaker in, but I've never done that before. So I bought some Dremel bits. I used this one and this one to dig out some of the material from the frame, and it was going. All I was trying to do was fit a little speaker like this in there. It's an 8 by 12 millimeter speaker from DigiKey. I bought that. So I was just trying to fit that in the fuel tank area, and it was going so well. I had a 11 by 15 millimeter speaker kicking around, and I thought, well, I'm going to see if I can fit that in there, and well, I was able to. I had to remove a lot of material. This engine won't pull as much as it could before, but I made it fit. So that's the recess I hollowed out. It's not pretty, but I think it works. I haven't actually hooked the speaker up to anything yet to see how it sounds. This is the ESU. It's the smallest one they had, 11 by 15. I was disappointed to see it didn't really fit into any hood units. But I made it the smallest profile possible too. I just basically glued the bottom of the speaker. It comes with different baffles, and there's different baffles in there. I glued the bottom of it straight onto the speaker, so there's not a lot of air volume in there. I'm not sure how this is going to sound, but we're going to find out. This is the decoder I'm going to put in. It's the ESU Loksound Select Direct. There's another decoder like this, but it's shaped different, and the other one would be more ideal. I've used it in an Atlas GP40 and it would fit this beautifully, but these things are getting hard to find, so I went with the one that my hobby shop had, and I think I bought the last one. So this one's the 73199. It's just shaped differently. The pads on the bottom for the motor mount and the speaker aren't ideally situated for this locomotive, but I've got a plan. I'm going to make it work. A little embarrassing, but I had to go online to figure out where the front is. Seems this is the front. That just pulls out. See, I got to trim away a little bit of material. Just a little bit there. I'll probably just take this whole nub right off, and then it should fit in good. I'm sure most of us have had one of these apart at one point or another, so I will spare you the gory details of disassembly. Haha, I just realized I can't just shave this whole thing right off, because that little hole there is what holds the motor in place. It's for the cradle. But I think I can shave this down. It just has to be a little bit. Shave that down a bit, and then I can cut half of this off, and I'll still have my motor mount and the decoder will fit. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm just going to skip through the dremeling. There's really not that much to see, and it just didn't film well, and it was really loud. I turned it down for you. Okay, that's going to fit now. Just been cleaning this up with a file. Almost there. I find I got to take a little bit off the back of the frame to clear that big black component, whatever it is there. So that's just going to be a quick little zip. There we go, I'm satisfied with that. Not sure how well the camera can pick it up, but nothing's touching on the bottom. I've got 2 points of contact for the frame. Well, the front one and the rear one. So that's good. Now to do that to the other side. There we go, I got it to fit. It's not too bad. No components are touching metal or anything. I'm still going to coat the bottom of the decoder with a layer of Kapton tape, but I think it's going to work. I might even be able to use the factory motor tabs as well. I got to figure that out though. This is just a DC board, probably from my SD90 or something, I don't know, something long. Anyway, I'm going to try and take these motor tabs off and see if I can put them, attach them onto this one. Although I don't really know. See, I got to be careful not to let it touch those. And then on this side, got to be careful not to let it touch those. And yeah, I guess if I can't just solder it from the bottom on that little spot there, I'll just use wires instead of these copper clips. Haha.
What you didn't see is the motor tabs had 3 little clips that hold it to the board, and I cut 2 of them off, leaving like an L shape, and that's what I used to solder to the new decoder.
There we go. Maybe a little bit sloppy, but I think nothing's touching that shouldn't be, so. Okay, I had to fine tune the motor clips, but they were a little too wide to fit in the shell properly, but I got them good now. I test fit the shell and it sits on the frame as flat as it's supposed to be, so I was worried about some of these components sticking up might be a problem, but it seems like everything's fine. They don't look like they're any higher than the frame anyway, so I think I'm good to start reassembly and taping the crap out of everything so I don't have any shorts or power where there ought not to be power. There, I got the speaker wires soldered on there. Got to figure out where I'm going to route them now. down through the body to get to the fuel tank. I think I'm going to do it like this. Just and then underneath there, it goes into the fuel tank at the seam. See how that works out. I just got to use the Dremel to dig little grooves for the wires to fit in so the shell will slide over. Although it might slide over like that, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm ready for reassembly. I've smoothed off any edges where the speaker wires would potentially catch on or get pinched by. First things first, fresh Kapton tape everywhere. For my friends who don't know, Kapton tape is like electrical tape, but I suppose better for little electronics like this. It lets heat dissipate. It lets the heat get out, and it's really thin. Okay. Can you see that, camera? Right up there. That's where the where I worry about the motor contacts touching the frame. Bad things happen when they do that. So now I'm going to put it back together. My little jar of parts. Just realized I need more tape where the speaker leads are and where the motor leads are. Well, I guess the motor leads will be fine, but those speaker leads might be touching metal. Yeah, they might be alright, but why take a chance? And with that, I feel pretty comfortable that nothing's going to touch where it shouldn't. Knock on wood. Okay, I don't have the speaker hooked up yet, but I'm going to see if the Lok programmer will read the decoder, and I'm assuming that if it will, then I don't have any shorts anywhere. Oh, the moment of truth. Keep these wires out of the way, and the speaker wires. Okay. I know it's wrong. Can you see what's wrong with this picture? I'll give you a hint. there's one of them. Forgot to put the pickup strips on. There's no power getting from the tracks to the frame, and thus to the decoder. So, okay, I'll try this again. That's better. That's how it's supposed to look. Okay, I can use driver's cab to test, at least test the lights and the motor control, because I don't have the speaker hooked up yet. Let's get on that. See if I can do this like that. Okay. One of the lights comes on. Motor works. Alright, I'm happy. It works as far as motor control and lights and stuff. In other words, I haven't screwed anything up yet. So I'm going to hook up the speaker and see how that works. I got on a piece of green tape to try and hold it down. I forgot about how the magnet will stick to the soldering iron. First time it does that, it gives you a good little jump. I'm not sure if that'll be strong enough to hold this down or not. Let's find out. Trying to do this backwards handed too. Alright, I'm going to call up the ESU load programmer again. Okay, driver's cab. There's the horn, obviously. Where's the bell? There it is. Sounds pretty good too. Pretty big speaker. Oh, let's turn on the engine. That's not too bad. Now I'm going to try and fit the speaker in its little cavity. Here's a little in progress. I didn't show you taping up the speaker, but I taped up the speaker where the wires connect to the speaker, just to keep them insulated. And I'm just running the wires through those channels that I dug out, and I'm taping the wire into the channel. And then I think I'm just gonna lay these wires down as flat as I can, put a piece of tape over top of them, and hopefully it'll be good enough. Oh, there we go. Well, that was a fun project. I enjoyed that. Lately I've liked doing the little jobs where I can sit at my desk and work away, usually with music on. I've got a few more locomotives I want to do, but I need decoders. I've got a whole bunch of speakers on the way. And I bought some speaker enclosures off of Shapeways, and a whole bunch of speakers and different size enclosures from Streamline Backshop. So just so I can have stuff on hand to see what will fit better. I didn't really like having to mill out that much weight from the frame, but meh. If you want to fit it in the fuel tank, that's where it fits. That's what you got to do. So. Anyway, if you liked what you saw, why don't you hit the like button for me, and hit the subscribe if you want to follow along, and if you really want to get notified every time I post a video, hit the little bell icon and it will give you a little notification. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good time. Have a good day, have a good night. See you next time.